afternoon. We'll be getting started at 6 o'clock. Good evening. Can everyone hear the music?
Time is only love. Yes.
Okay, thank you and welcome. We will get started in a moment. Good evening and welcome to the NIDC March.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome and good evening and welcome to the NIDC March Virtual Workshop. And my name is Only Love Alston and I am the social worker with NIDC Family Support Network. And we will be going over how to manage and set up a sleep routine for your child's and your whole family's health and success. So is Bergelda on? Is Bergelda on yet? Okay. Okay, let me change your name. We are also joined by Bergelda, who works with our after school program, and she works at PS 483, and she is with NIDC as well. And so please let us know if you already haven't. Please let us know what school or schools your child attends. And thank you, Ella. You go to PS1, Alfred E. Smith. Thank you so much. Let us know what school or schools that your child attends, or which school you work at, and what grades your children or the children who you teach, what grades they're in. But just introduce yourself in the chat. Okay, thank you, Gigi. And Gigi is here to help us with the chat. So if you have any issues, please reach out to her. And we are going to get started. We hosted this workshop a few weeks ago for the entire District 11, and we had over 100 parents on, and we appreciate the district for hosting us. So this is an encore presentation for those who may have not been able to join us. But tonight we will be welcome from Pelham Garden Middle School and Better Learning Charter School. Thank you, Kaya. And so tonight we will be looking at creating a sleep routine for academic success and health. But I also want to remind all of us that kids don't follow just what we say, they follow what we do. And so in order to get your child on a sleep routine, you have to establish a sleep routine for yourself. So don't only think of this information as applying to your children, but also think of this information as applying to you as well. And I am also trying to establish a sleep routine. So we're all in this together. But if you don't know, NIDC is about 41 years old, and we've been working in the Northeast Bronx. We have after school and summer camp programs at PS 96, PS NMS 89, PS 105, PS 77, PS 483, and Eastchester Gardens Community Center. We also have a housing department with social services, and we also have a community engagement department, and we work with the New York City Civic Engagement Commission on participatory voting. As you sign up for this workshop, we will not spam you or sell your information, but you will receive a monthly Family Support Network newsletter. Please check your spam if you don't receive that within the first 2 weeks of April. And that has all of our virtual and in-person events, but also resources for you and your family. The Family Support Network is a supportive community for parents and caregivers, empowering them to network, learn, and grow in order to raise the next generation of healthy and thriving children. And so we also want you to know that when we do virtual workshops, we have had people from across the country in the past and even from other countries. So you're free to invite others to these virtual workshops. We just ask that you don't share the Zoom, but that you share the flyer or RSVP link. The Family Support Network, we host in-person and virtual workshops, family nights. We also create an environment where parents and child caregivers and people who work with youth can connect and also network. We also connect to resources such as health or mental health resources, resources for your children, and we usually give out a prize and in person have refreshments. And you can be in touch with me. My information is at the bottom of the screen and will be at the end. And again, please put your child or children's age and school in the chat. And thank you for being here with us tonight. So our objectives for tonight is to share practical tips for setting a sleep routine, to understand the importance of sleep for health, to share practical resources for further study on establishing a sleep routine. And thank you so much, Kaya and Ella, for your participation, and also to network with other parents and caregivers. Anytime during the workshop, if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you have something to answer, you can use the hand raised feature or just come off of mute and say you have something to share, and you can share it verbally or you can share in the chat. But this is meant to be interactive, so please share anything you know about establishing a sleep routine. So can everyone still see the slides and can everyone still hear me? Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure. And so hold on 1 minute. Someone is trying to get on. I am so sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Someone's trying to get on. So who needs sleep? I want us to think and realize that this is not only for our children. This is for us. We need sleep, and sleep has a lot of benefits. Benefits to your metabolism if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight or lose weight. Benefits to mental health, to concentration. There's also oh, okay. I'm not sure why your name came up wrong, but let me correct that. And welcome, Patricia. I really appreciate it. I corrected your name.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And welcome. Thank you for being on. There are a lot of risks if you don't get enough sleep. A lack of sleep can lower your ability to concentrate, can lower your immune system, and people are still, getting COVID and other things. And we're going to talk about how to improve our sleep. So the benefits of sleep are during sleep, your body removes toxins, produces essential hormones. The brain forms new pathways for memory. solidifies, your brain begins to solidify and retain new information. You build and restore tissue and cells. You strengthen natural connections. When you get enough sleep, you are able to improve stress management. You sharpen concentration and memory. You boost your immune system. You improve your mood, and your emotional and mental health is enhanced, and your physical health. Of course, you have increased energy. You're alert, more focused, productive, and present. You can maintain a healthy weight. You also have a lower risk of serious health conditions, and you're less anxious and more confident. Now, these are medically suggested guidelines for how much sleep is needed. For a newborn, they need about 14 to 17 hours of sleep per day. For infants, about 12 to 16 hours per 24 hours. For toddlers, about 11 to 14 hours. Preschoolers, about 10 to 13 hours. And of course, this includes naps. School age 6 to 12 years old needs about 9 to 12 hours of sleep a night. And teens, about 13 to 18, need 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night. And then adults 18 to 60 need at least 7 hours or more of sleep per night. And then adults 61 and over need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. So, what are the risks of not getting enough sleep? Some of the risks are diabetes, heart disease, heart attack, coronary heart disease, stroke, obesity. A lack of sleep does disrupt your metabolism, depression, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, cancer, arthritis, chronic kidney disease. And this data comes from Utah, the Utah population in 2016. Also, mentally, you begin to feel fatigue, foggy brain, slow reflexes, your energy is sapped, sabotages decision making, you feel anxious and sad, you have trouble diverting attention away from negative thoughts. So some of us struggle with negative thoughts, and yes, therapy is good and affirmations are good for combating negative thoughts, but some of us just need to get more sleep. So some common sleep problems that you want to see a doctor about, and you can take your child to their pediatrician, you can go to your primary health provider if you need to get connected to low-cost health insurance. You can email us for free or low cost. We would not provide it, but we can refer you to free clinics or how to get health insurance. But you could have sleep apnea, snoring, sleep deprivation, or restless leg syndrome. If you think that sleep apnea is when you wake up every few hours because you're not breathing well while you sleep. So if you think you or your child has sleep apnea, and it's hard to know when you're asleep what's going on, but some of the symptoms would be snoring, waking up frequently during the night, even if you're waking up to go to the bathroom. If your sleep is interrupted, when you wake up, your body will have to go to the bathroom. You may think it's something about going to the bathroom, but it could be that you're waking up because you're stopping breathing. So if you suspect you might have a medical issue that's disrupting your sleep, go to your doctor and request a sleep study, and they will take you through that process and refer you, because a chronic lack of sleep can lead to medical consequences and make it harder to recover from illnesses and depression. If you have any of these symptoms, please consult with your doctor. So everyone has difficulty getting sleep from time to time, but for some people, this can be a regular ongoing problem. So we're not talking about the day you drink coffee late, or you have a Red Bull, or you're excited because the next day is a big event, or you're traveling, or you're up late for a special event. We're talking about on a regular day, you cannot get sleep. When you struggle to get sleep, not only do you feel tired, but it can really interfere with your day-to-day functioning and affect your health. Learning how to manage sleep problems can greatly improve your quality of life. And so, you want to be mindful that Getting sleep is the bedrock to good health, not only for you, but also for your children. And so make sure that you begin to think about ways to improve your sleep and your children's sleep. So I want everyone, and Bergelda, if you could help me share this link, I'll put it in the chat, but I want everyone that's on to take a few minutes to take the sleep scale. It's a few questions. It will take 1 minute. You can do it on your phone, on your computer. It's the Harvard sleepiness scale to see how much sleep you need. And officially it's called the Epworth sleepiness scale, and we're using the one on the Harvard website. And Gigi, I put thank you so much. If everyone can take a moment to take the sleepiness scale, I would appreciate it. And when you're done, please let me know. Yes, that's very good. Golda, thank you for sharing. And let us know in the chat when you're done by just saying done.
Oh, you got a score of 12.
Okay, well, that's Patricia. So you got 12.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how do you how do you feel about your score?
Mom, seriously, let's go back to
So a 12 is mild sleepiness.
your mother, baby.
I
Okay, I'm
think
gonna
it's accurate.
everyone. Okay. Sorry. Patricia, share again and thank you. If you just joined us, please put your name in the chat and put what site you're at and the ages of your children. And Patricia, share with us what you received.
So my score was 12,
Mhm.
and the score of 12 will be a mild sleepiness. And I think that's accurate.
Okay, so you're about a mild sleepiness.
Yeah,
Okay. And so you feel good about that or you want to improve it?
absolutely. I absolutely want to improve it, especially because sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and then I can't sleep.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate you sharing and being on, and welcome Kathy from ECG. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am Ella, did you take the test? And Kathy, in the chat is a link to a sleepiness scale that you could take. It'll take a few minutes. But Ella, did you take the test? And if so, what did you think of your results? Oh, Ella, did you take the test or
Yeah. How you do?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I took the test.
And what did you think of your score, if you don't mind sharing?
My score is poor. I hardly sleep in the night.
Okay, so you want to improve your score?
Yeah, definitely. I want to improve my score.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for taking
Thank you.
the test and thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is a quick way to just see where you are with your sleep. Do you need if are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting too much sleep? Do you need to get more? We are all trying to improve our sleep routine. So I want to remind us of this quote by Thomas DeClaire. And the quote says, oh, thank you for sharing, Angie. Thank you so much for sharing. Um, Thank you. And so sleep is that golden chain that ties health and our bodies together. So we just want to know why to set up a sleep routine. And a sleep routine is basically a plan for how you will prepare to go to sleep. So some of us think you just fall asleep because you're tired, but you have to prepare to have restorative sleep. So that's when you get to the REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. That's when you get to which is just commonly called deep sleep, where your body is really resting. So imagine if you were able to improve your quality of sleep just 1% each week this year. What would that be like? So 1% each week, you would have 52% better sleep. And so we don't want to do everything and have a 10-step sleep routine that's overwhelming. We want to try one or two things for us and our children. Yes, thank you so much, Ella. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so how do you get better sleep? Ella put some great thoughts in the chat. Please read the chat. We're going to go into, before we go into more suggestions, when we talk about sleep routine, a sleep routine is a part of sleep hygiene. Just like we have dental hygiene, brushing your teeth after each meal, flossing, going to the dentist at least once or twice a year. Sleep hygiene is similar. How do you prepare for healthy sleep? Thank you for sharing, Kathy. How do you sleep clean? Well, the definition of sleep hygiene are behaviors one can do to promote good or better sleep. Using sleep hygiene is the best way to set yourself up for better sleep. Sleep hygiene is science-backed daytime and evening practices that help create ideal conditions for healthy sleep. Sleep hygiene is minimizing disruptions, maximizing comfort, and eliminating things that interfere with sleep and adding things to improve sleep. Strong sleep hygiene equals having a bedroom environment and daily routines that promote consistent, uninterrupted sleep. Everyone can customize their sleep hygiene or sleep routine practices to suit their individual needs. So, improving sleep improves overall quality of life. That is by the Sleep Foundation, which you can look up. And if you're not sharing, I'm just going to ask you to mute. So the first step in setting a sleep routine for you and your children, and of course it will be different depending on the age of your children, your age, your work schedule. But the first part is to set a sleep schedule. For yourself and your children, create a fixed wake-up time and create a target bedtime. So that means if your target bedtime is around 10 p.m., maybe you variate with that for about plus or minus 20 minutes. So sometimes you would go to bed at about 9:40, sometimes you would go to bed about 10:20. Prioritize sleep. So don't skip sleep in favor of working, studying, socializing, or exercising for you or your children. Make gradual adjustments if you need to shift sleep times. So if you're going to sleep at 1 a.m. every night, only getting 5 hours of sleep, trying to maybe go to sleep at 9 p.m. is too much of an adjustment. Maybe you try to go to sleep at 12 and build up from there. Unless this is not for children that are elementary age and younger, but for, teens, for yourself as an adult. And if we can stay muted unless we're participating, for teens and adults, keep naps under 30 minutes and limit to before 3 p.m. Don't depend on sleeping pills, only use occasionally, because chronic use of sleeping pills can make them ineffective. And of course, consult your doctor before taking any type of pills or medications. You want to keep a soothing and consistent pre-sleep routine. So you use the same steps nightly to reinforce ideas that it's bedtime and to create a healthy habit. Include steps in your routine that are relaxing, such as meditation, prayer, or mindfulness exercises before you sleep, breathing or visualizing calming scenes, or doing progressive muscle relaxation exercises, which you can look up. Dim your lights to increase melatonin production, which is a sleep-inducing hormone. Also, unplug from electronics. So about 30 to 60 minutes prior to bedtime, leave the tablet, the laptop, the phone alone. Actually, if you want to watch something an hour or less before you go to sleep, it's better to watch it on a TV, because the laptop, tablets, phones, and computers have a blue white light that will make you stay up longer. Create a screen-free zone in your bedrooms. If you don't fall asleep in 20 minutes, go to another quiet and dimmed area, or engage in a non-screen and boring activity to induce sleep, like maybe listening to calming music or reading something calming. Don't read the newspaper if you're trying to go to sleep with all that's happening in the world. And so, Kathy, if you're having trouble sleeping because you're in pain, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I would suggest going to your doctor to see how they can help relieve that pain. And I'm so sorry to hear that. When it comes to a sleep routine for yourself and your children, budget 30 minutes to wind down. So if you want to go to bed by 10:30, you should start winding down with calming and soothing activities at about 10 o'clock, such as listening to music, but reading items that calm you down, that don't increase stress, light stretching, hot shower or bath, linen sprays, natural oils, lotion, warm milk or tea, or writing down worries or journaling. And making sure, if you do drink before bed, especially for your children, that you keep it to a minimum so you're not getting up throughout the night. And I would like, can everyone go to the chat? And thank you so much, Ella. If you can go to the chat and just rank, just list 2 or 3 things you do to go to sleep. What are 2 or 3 things you do at bedtime? In the chat, if everyone could put 2 or 3 things they do at bedtime. So Patricia put read, music, and pray. Thank you so much, Patricia. And so please put in the chat 2 or 3 things you do to prepare for sleep. So a healthy sleep routine or sleep hygiene starts hours before you want to go to bed. So make sure you get sunlight during the day, because sunlight is a key driver in regulating our circadian rhythms that encourage quality sleep. Also, move. Regular exercise at least 3 hours before bedtime helps with your sleep. And also cut down and eliminate nicotine, alcohol, or caffeine, or use them earlier in the day. If you have questions about how to get free or low-cost nicotine patches, email me after the workshop and I will send you some information about that. Angie said bathe, pray, soothing nature sounds. Ella said meditate. Thank you. Brush your teeth and have dinner 2 hours before bedtime. Kathy said, I pray, saying to myself, think about a good thing. These are all excellent. And I hope everyone's looking in the chat. Yes, you avoid eating big, heavy, spicy meals late in the evening. Try a light snack around bedtime if hungry. Restrict in-bed activity to sleep and intimacy. Try not to work on your laptop in the bed. Balance fluid intake. Drink enough to avoid being thirsty, but don't drink too much where you're getting up frequently when you're in the bed. Have a comfortable mattress, pillow, and bedding. Make sure they match your needs. Some people need softer pillows. Some people need harder pillows. Some people need hypoallergenic pillows because they have allergies to dust. Find out what works for you. It doesn't mean you have to buy a whole new mattress. Sometimes just different bedding makes a big difference. For temperature, it's usually better to be on the cooler side in the room where you're sleeping. Also, try to block light. If you're facing a well-lit street, maybe get curtains that block light. Try to drown out noise. You may want to use earplugs or white noise. You can look up videos on YouTube that are white noise, brown noise, ocean sounds, rain sounds, calming sounds, and play them while you're asleep. Try calming scents such as lavender oils and sprays. or teas like chamomile tea, not anything caffeinated. You could try a weighted blanket or several blankets. Some people find this calms their body and mind. You can turn the clock away if you are a nighttime clock watcher, because some of us, we're watching the clock and we're like, oh, it's almost time to wake up. It's almost time to wake up. And then we don't get sleep. Does your pet wake you in the night? If so, remove their sleep location. Another thing about clocks is a lot of us use our phones as our alarm clock, which means we grab our phone first thing in the morning and we may be tempted to check social media. So you may want to get an old-fashioned alarm clock where you don't have to grab your phone first thing in the morning. You could totally have it turned off. So a roadmap to better sleep for you and your family is to remember the benefits of enough sleep and the risk of not getting enough sleep. Set a sleep schedule for you and your children. Follow a nightly routine. You don't have to do everything we shared in the presentation or everything people shared in the chat. And thank you everyone for sharing in the chat. Choose 1 to 3 things that you can do and your children can do, even if your habits are different from your children, to prepare a sleep routine. Cultivate healthy daily habits, so not having caffeine too late in the day or nicotine too late in the day. Optimize your bedroom. Try as much as possible, unless you live in a studio or you're unable to, try to separate your bedroom from where you work and eat. Customize your sleep routines to your liking. So there may be times where you need more or less sleep. There may be times as your children grow up that they need a different amount of sleep. So, try to, adjust your sleep routine as needed. And so I want to also share this meme. You could take a picture of the screen. I'll also be sending out these slides after the workshop. So please make sure that you registered for the workshop so that we can, so that you can get the post-workshop email. But these are 13 tricks that will help you get a good night's sleep. Go to bed and get up the same time every day, including weekends and on vacations, because we actually train our bodies, and it'll get to a point where you don't even need a alarm clock because your body is just totally set to wake up at a certain time. Also, if you can't fall asleep or wake up or can't get back to sleep, get out of bed and read something that's not stress-inducing. Sketch or do another calming activity in low light. Make sure your bedroom is quiet, dark, relaxing, and at a comfortable temperature. Remove electronic devices such as TVs, computers, and smartphones from the bedroom if you can. Only use your bed for sleep and intimacy. Exercise. You can even keep a sleep journal to find out how much are you and your children sleeping. This can help you if you're going to the doctor. You can show them our sleep has been decreasing. Limit exposure to bright light in the evenings and turn off electronic devices 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Establish a relaxing sleep routine or bed routine. Don't eat a large meal before bedtime. Avoid consuming caffeine in the late afternoon or evening. Avoid consuming alcohol, nicotine, or THC before bedtime, and reduce your fluid intake before bedtime. And so remember that, there are a lot of helpful sleep hygiene habits. Don't try to do 10 different sleep hygiene habits. Try to pick 1 to 3 that you will do and 1 to 3 that your children will do. And remember that how you eat, how you drink, and exercise, all in your regular schedule, all of these items contribute to the quality of your sleep. And the average amount of sleep a teen needs each night, just a reminder, is 9 hours. 28% of teens fall asleep at school once a week or more. 14% of teens arrive late for school at least once a week or more because of not getting enough sleep. And so Sleep, the NIAC hospital system actually researched and found that more sleep helps your ability to listen, concentrate, remember, learn, and solve problems. That's very important for kids in school. It also, a lack of sleep can lead to moodiness, irritability, and depression, which is not good for anyone. Enough sleep allows your body to repair itself. And I want to just remind you of some common sleep disorders in teens, which is sleep deprivation. A lot of you also need to set up a tech routine, which we've talked about in our virtual and in-person tech safety and screen time workshops. Set a time where the kids have to put away the phones and the tablet. If they're taking the phones and the tablet to bed, that is going to disrupt their sleep. And so please make sure that not only for yourself, but for your children, phones get put away when it's time to go to sleep. Inadequate sleep hygiene includes using electronics at bedtime, eating late and drinking caffeine and not keeping a regular sleep schedule. Your circadian rhythm disorder is delayed sleep phase syndrome. That's a disorder in which there is a continuous or occasional disruption of sleep patterns caused by changes in a teen's biological clock as they go through puberty. So be mindful of, especially for your teens, keeping a sleep routine. Be very, very mindful of that. And if you're just joining the workshop, please share your name, please share your child's school and what grades they're in. And welcome if you're just joining the workshop. And Bergelda, if we can drop the question in the chat and prepare to drop the eval form. And welcome to everyone who is here. And these are just more sleep hygiene guidelines. You will have these slides, and these are different graphics. Thank you, Kathy. And you can share these graphics with your children. But now I want to ask everyone in the chat, what is one thing you can do to improve your sleep hygiene? If you can share it in the chat, one thing you could do tonight to improve your sleep hygiene. Welcome from PS89, Tracy. Thank you. So the chat, Eliselda, sorry for saying your name wrong if I did. Schedule an early bedtime. Thank you. First and foremost, Angie said, turn the phone off. Yes, I hear that. Ella, stop watching my time. Thank you so much. And if others, one thing you could do tonight to improve your sleep hygiene. Thank you so much, Gigi. Kathy, stop thinking too much. Yes. And continue to write it down. And so now I want you to write down the one thing you're going to do tonight to improve your sleep hygiene or to set up a sleep routine. If you already put it in the chat, I want you to write it down. You could write it on the notes on your phone, on your laptop, on notes or a document, or you can write it down on a piece of paper or a journal. I want you to take what you put in the chat, the one thing you'll do tonight to improve your sleep, and write it down. And after this workshop, share it with someone in your home. If you live alone, text it to a friend or call a friend and share it with them. And so now we're going to pause, and please continue to put in the chat one thing you're going to do to establish a sleep routine. And then after the workshop, share that with someone who's in your home or someone that you're close to. Now and please don't raise your hand or come off of mute until, thank you so much, Angie. Please don't attempt to participate until I finish the directions. So for our Amazon virtual gift card, who is willing to come on camera, come off of mute, state your name, and share one fact you learned about setting a sleep routine?
Okay, I'm Ella Good.
I see.
I understand the sleeping thing. Hello, I'm Ella God.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the sleeping thing. We need to sleep. We need to have a lot of sleep. And the lack of sleep will lower your system, cause depression. Benefits of sleep: increase your energy, maintain a healthy weight. It is good to sleep for 7 hours. We need to get more sleep, or we need to sleep more sleep, our need good and for our children. Like when we are sleeping, we don't need to watch our clock on the wall before sleeping. We got to meditate. We meditate, and once we wake up, we wake up in time and we sleep and wake up early. Like we don't need to eat heavy food before going to bed. We need to eat food that are very light to keep us healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ella. That was excellent. You gave more than one fact. And so thank you so much. You are the winner of our virtual Amazon gift card. Please put,
Woo! Thank
please
you,
send,
thank you, thank you.
thank you. Congratulations. And send me your email in the chat. And I will make sure to get that to you after the workshop. And congratulations. And we always have a winner. And so please, Ella, add this to the, send me your email and we will get that to you. And thank you. Are there any questions or comments that anyone who's on wants to give? Any questions or comments? And let me see about the chat. Okay, thank you, Ella. Thank you so much. Any questions or comments? And you can come off of mute. You can also put it in the chat. And thank you, Gigi, for helping us with the chat. Thank you, Ella, for sending your email. Anybody have any questions, any comments that you want to
Miss
share?
Layla,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you so much for the workshop. That was great information. A lot of it is new, a lot of it is information that we all know, but we also need a reminder every once in a while and try to get better,
Yes.
better than yesterday, today.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
Patricia. And I am trying to get my sleep routine in. I had coffee late this afternoon, but I'll be going until late today because I teach, but I am learning this for myself as well. So each one teach one. We're all learning. Thank you, Patricia. And these are some of the credits from where I got the information from and the different articles. You will get these slides as a PDF. And one item that interrupts our sleep is stress. So one quick way to de-stress that's been proven by studies is just breathing in and out. And so let's breathe in and just breathe out. And mindful breathing, which is on here, is when you pay attention to how you're breathing in and out. So just breathing in and out and just thinking about how you're breathing. When you're stressed, you start to clench up and you actually stop taking deep breaths. Any other questions or comments? Even though I left the questions or comments slide, you can still ask questions, provide comments. And Gigi, can you drop the sleepiness scale in the chat? If you came late, you can also take the Harvard Sleepiness Scale. It's a quick online test that shows you where your sleep is. Thank you so much. And please, this workshop topic and all of our workshops come from the feedback we get from you. So please look in the chat and see where Gigi dropped the feedback form, and please take the feedback form. If you are a PS 105 parent, and it's only for PS 105, tomorrow we will be having a workshop tomorrow at PS at PS 105. And so please join us then. We will be starting between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. We will have refreshments and we will also give out a gift bag, but we'll be talking about how to. Thank you so much, Ella Selda. Tracy, thank you. So we will be talking about managing screen time, finding balance in the age of technology, and that is how you establish technology routines with your child, and that goes very well with the sleep routine. And we've done this workshop at different sites and online, and we're doing it at 105. So sometimes it's not the sleep routine we need to establish, but we might need to establish the we might need to establish a tech routine, and because it's the technology keeping us up. So if you're at 105, you could, or you know a 105 parent, they can just scan there and join. On April 8th, this is open to all parents, teachers, young people. Join us for our Autism Resource Fair in honor of Autism Awareness Month. We are having it at 4520 Matilda Avenue at that school, but it's for all parents, and we will be joined by Include NYC, and this will be happening at the Matilda Avenue School. We'll be joined by other groups that work on autism, ADHD, that provide resources to children and families. We'll have music, food, be giving out a gift, but a lot of good information, including a short workshop from Include NYC that has resources for children with autism, special education needs, children with ADHD and different developmental needs from baby all the way to college. So please join us there, and you can email me to register, and you can share this with others. You also, if you would like to take the feedback survey, you can point your camera at the QR code on the screen, and you can take the feedback survey, or you can go to the link on the screen and provide feedback. And so please make sure to provide feedback. Please join us for the Health Hub on April 8th. I will be sending an email out with that information. And I just ask that you join us and spread the word. Health Hub is for everyone, not just parents. It's for children, teachers, community members. And I wanted to just remind everyone, to join us for that. Are there any questions? Any other questions or comments as we wrap up? And please, if there are no more questions and comments, we appreciate you coming to our monthly virtual workshop. Please visit NIDCNY.org for more information on all of our programs and services. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, also on YouTube, where we have a playlist of past NIDC virtual workshops. And you can contact me at the email address on the screen. And I want to thank Gigi for her help. And I thank all of you for attending. And please share this information with someone you care about. And please stay in touch and be on the lookout, Ella, for your prize, and everyone be on the lookout for the post-workshop email. If you are from ECG, on April 2nd, we are having part 2 of the decluttering and mental health workshop at 6 p.m. in the main room where we have all the workshops. You'll be getting the flyer soon, but start spreading the word. And we will have dinner and some more giveaways as well. So thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your night. Bye. And Ella, you will be receiving the gift card in a few minutes via email. Take care, everyone. Good night.